again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Favorite time of the week. We're not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews and your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. The most loyal fans there ever could be. We are that mile high Broncos country.
Orange Weekly. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What is up, Broncos country, and welcome to another edition of the Orange Weekly Postgame podcast. The Raiders came to town and essentially embarrassed the Broncos, beating them at home 34
by
to 24.
only 10 points.
We'll talk about that. There's some garbage time touchdowns there. Anyway, we are, speaking of, I'm glad you spoke up. We have some special guests today. We don't only have Ayla, who is, I think this first time on the Postgame podcast.
Why? Maybe since, maybe.
You're special.
Well, still, you're a special guest to the Postgame podcast. But we also have a fan guest in Rob. How you doing, man?
Hey, Kev, what's going on? Thank you very much for having me, guys.
In there. And then, as always, I got John here with me as well. So we got a full crew here to help break down the game. But you know what? Ayla brought up a good point, and I want to kind of let's just jump on into it like that. The score was 34 to 24, only a 10-point differential. But you got some, fourth quarter kind of garbage time touchdowns there. So I guess, what is your feeling on the game overall? I mean, do you feel it was a blowout? Do you feel embarrassed by it? Like, I guess, big picture, what do you think?
Who would you like to start here, Kevin?
Any of you.
Okay.
I'm only embarrassed because it's the friggin' Raiders. Like, I always hate losing to the Raiders.
It's an embarrassment all the way around.
Everybody, it's going to be like, fire all of them. We suck. Aren't you embarrassed by the last 5 years of fucking football?
Yeah.
Stop it, y'all. Knock it the fuck off.
No,
it's not like this is anything new within the last 5 years. Like, so what? We won preseason in 3 games against garbage teams. Like,
yep.
We have all the talent. We just can't gel.
We can't gel. Ayla, that is the point to make. We can't gel. And who do you blame for not gelling, Ayla?
You.
Coaching.
Come on, John. Gel better.
Rob's got it.
Since you came on the team, John, it's all gone.
Oh, the last 4 years were great? Excuse me?
Coaching in general has been a problem since Denver won the Super Bowl. That has been one of our biggest problems. And we've had how many different coaches? I feel like we have the coaching carousel and we have the quarterback carousel. It just never ends.
Right.
Correct.
The constant turnover is a huge negative.
Well, we just put our best coach ever into the ring of fame.
Yes, we
did. And can I just mention this? Because I don't ever think that I've voiced this before. No. John, you're shaking your head before I even talk. Shut up.
You're going to say it regardless. Just say it.
I would have gotten Kyle Shanahan to be our coach. I don't care. I wanted Kyle. Give me Kyle. I wanted Kyle, and we didn't get Kyle.
Okay, but 2-second diatribe there because we came off of Josh McDaniels, whatever his fucking
McDaniels.
Yep.
Yeah, McDaniels.
And Kyle Shanahan was basically looking for the same deal. He wanted full control, and Pat Bowlen had enough of that. So I don't really blame him for that one. He wanted personnel.
What though? Would you rather carousel it up or like relinquish control
to
a coach that is going to do it, and he could take his dad's advice, which is excellent advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020. Of course, I would take whatever would have happened in the last 5 years.
I would have had Kyle.
All right, fine. You're correct. You win this one, Ayla.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is
she's never invited back on the post.
No, of course.
Like I have control. Like I have control.
You're always welcome.
Yeah,
I mean, but here's the thing, like the Broncos.
I'm out.
I think they have a huge. You're out, and Ayla's gone. I'm just kidding. You're still here. With a new owner, with a new owner, more than likely coming, to take over this team here in this next offseason. You're looking at this team, and so
are the Bolins supposed to split it up? Like, is Brittany on the head honcho? Like, because they've got all the siblings of the Bolin family. Like,
right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, none of them are stepping up and doing what they need to do and succeeding. So what does that tell you?
Well, my favorite is the younger brother who's trouble. He's hilarious.
Well, I'm sure he's fun.
We don't really want a hilarious owner, though.
Well,
is that the one that had the video recording? Is that the one?
Oh, yeah. He's had other recordings.
No,
I love him. Whenever he has his Instagram up, he deletes it all the time, which is my favorite too. It's like up and down and up and down. He's like a heart rate monitor, and I love it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him being the owner of the Broncos.
Well, he believes he should be.
Everybody be rocking all the same shades, all the coaching staff.
Yeah. Right.
So, Kevin, do you know the kind of specific details with the ownership situation right now? Like with the kids and all that stuff?
No, so they haven't released anything really.
They have so many children. This makes problems in life.
Right.
My understanding is essentially it was up to Elway and the two other people on that.
Elway never had any say in it.
No.
Okay.
He never had say in it.
Wasn't he part of the trust that was supposed to figure out the next owner?
No,
he's not on the trust.
No, he's not on the trust. It's like it's in the kids. They didn't do a good enough job of putting out a good clause, and now they're either going to have to sell to somebody else or figure it out between the siblings. It's like fighting over their dad had a legacy, and they just should have
I can tell John, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm 99% sure that Elway
do some research right now, John. Please.
Google will help us out here.
Well, good, because I'm not going to. But
I could have sworn Elway was on that team that was supposed to figure out who the next owner is going to be of the kids, and then and that's not even the problem. That's kind of a side note there. The problem is that every other person, every other one of the kids, had to sign off on the one that was selected.
Yes, they all had to agree that this was.
So there's no way that's going to freaking happen.
No.
But the way that they had lawsuits and all this kind of other infighting, and then the other option was sell the team, and then they all get a portion of the proceeds. Right.
Well, that's why it was in court battles for so long. They had an upcoming court hearing, and a couple weeks before the most recent court hearing, it was dropped, and that was an indicator that the children, even though this isn't officially said anywhere, is an indicator that the children all agreed that they're going to sell the team.
Oh, man, that is emotionally heartbreaking.
It is. And I think today, especially, you saw that not just with the Broncos losing, but Ayla, you're talking about, we saw Shanahan out there getting inducted to the Ring of Fame, and it brings us all back to not only what Pat Bowlen, but what Shanahan brought to the Broncos, and it was that expectation of high performance,
Well, and how cute was he with his
that.
super white hair?
Well, yeah.
I remember when I was in a bar one time and I was like, that looks like Matt LeBlanc, but with white hair. And I did the same thing to Shanahan. I was like, that looks like Mike Shanahan, but with white hair. And I was like, it is Mike Shanahan, but with white hair.
He's gone not just gray, but white hair. Yep.
It's white. It's white.
Are you feeling the snow leopard look from Shanahan?
I love it. Oh my God. Silver fox for everybody should go fucking gray. If you are a man and you have gray hair,
that's beyond silver fox.
Can I just say, Tom Brady, stop coloring your hair. You are going to be, you are hot and you will be so hot with gray hair. Stop coloring your hair.
I don't think Giselle would allow that to happen.
I'm sure her pubes are already gray. So.
Also, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Giselle.
We will have to check the validity of that statement somehow. John, if you want to Google that one. As our official researcher here at Orange Weekly.
Giselle pubes. Oh, not my pubes. Oh, they're not good.
Kevin, I will say, hot update here. You are correct. John Elway was not a part of this trust. It is Joe Ellis and then general manager Rich Slivka and owner Mary Kelly.
Okay.
He was not a part of the decision making. I mean, they left it up to the kids, which is terrible. Give it to your most decisive, awesome kid. Like, quit it, or don't have so many kids. Like,
this is the situation we're in.
Don't have so many kids. How dare you have more kids when you haven't?
I know it's gross. Like, if you have more kids than you have nipples,
like
you've got a
40
problem.
years ago.
There you go. That's one way of looking at it.
If you can't feed them, don't breed them.
I think you had a fine time feeding them, unless you're talking about the Broncos. Now we're in trouble here.
Well, I'm talking about nipples, John.
This is getting so far away from the game we just watched, and in some regards, I'm okay with that because I don't want to talk about the game. In other ways,
this is exactly why. This is why we want Ayla on these bad game post game podcasts.
It's okay. It's making me feel better.
We need her for these sidetracks because we don't want to get back to reality.
What have I gotten myself into? Like,
you're welcome.
How long do you just keep let this going like this?
Pretty much. We're just going to keep letting. I'm going to try to steer the conversation back here.
Here we go. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Who's got feedback? Who's got feedback?
We invite Rob on like the Broncos appreciation thing, and it's like, we're not going to talk about the Broncos, current Broncos.
Okay, I'll reel it in.
No, you're fine. No, so we've talked about how the Broncos not having an owner has been killing us, right? But I think what you're seeing here, especially this year, we see a team that is so talented. We've we brought back some people. I mean, we signed Justin Simmons. This was like, a big year for Fangio, and we thought, hey, this is like, you got Teddy Bridgewater. You're not having to deal with the lock thing anymore. But there's no one holding this team accountable. The Broncos as an organization have lost completely that sense of, the winning culture. The fans still feel it. The fans know that, and hold the team accountable. But within the front office, it's gone. What Pat Bowlen had and what Shanahan had have been gone. And essentially, since the Super Bowl, it's just not there. And
but can we all acknowledge that, like, we lucked out with Peyton Frankenstein, like, he was a coach and a quarterback in one. That is, he's a Russell Wilson. He's something that, I hate to even bring his name up again because it just did. Silver Fox, hopefully. I mean, Tom Brady. He is somebody who can run the team as a coach and a player. That's super rare. These quarterbacks have to be elite to do that.
And if they're not going to be elite, they need a strong coaching staff that can then lead them.
Well, and I think, and I hate it because as much as I like Fangio over what we've had, and I mean, Vance Joseph sucked in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
But I mean,
but you got to remember,
Fangio was defensive based, which is fine, but our defense still isn't pulling the weight.
Not even close.
And not even close for where we are with the talent that we have.
Yep.
But can he ever do it on an offensive scale? I don't know. It doesn't look like it yet. And I'm like the ultimate believer in just like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But is it going to happen? Like, how many pedicures can I get?
Right.
How many outfits can I wear?
Try to dress it up and make it look new.
No, and put this pig in a sheepskin. I don't know the saying for it, but gosh darn it. I am trying my hardest every week with all my juju. I cook my bacon every morning. I do all of it, and you're still not winning. Gosh,
it's like taking a rust bucket car, sanding it down and putting a vinyl over it and saying it's brand new.
Right.
Just because you got different players wearing different numbers, it doesn't change the fact that we have sucked for a while.
But we have the talent.
Yeah.
It's not that we suck. Like, these guys are fucking talented.
No, agreed. We have the talent, but they're not performing on the field. And so, yeah, they are sucking. You know, when you look at the scoreboard and you look at the record and you look at a 3-game home loss or a 3-game loss, and now it's like, well, those 3 games that we did win, crap, like that, you know, like a win's a win.
Crap, right, Kev? Crap. You're right.
I'm just saying, here we are. Like, you have the talent, but it's not putting out it on the field at all. And for all the times that we've talked about how great defensive-minded coach Fangio is,
and this defense,
they are not performing. I mean, Darby pulled a Fuller this week at least once.
Yeah. This is the D.
It's not showing on the field. We just let a essentially head coachless Raiders team come to town and put 34 points on the board in our home.
And can I mention that his face looks like an 80-year-old Bush? Like, what is that?
Whose face? Fangio?
No, the Raiders special teams coach. That's who beat us. We got beat by a special teams coach.
Yep.
And it's like Silver Fox on a weird bush thing. I had to look up his name because
while we're on the topic, just to get this out of the way, while we're on the topic of Raiders coaching staff, can we talk about the fact that John Gruden's son is still on the team, which is, I don't have a problem with that, but his name is Deuce. His name is Deuce Gruden.
This is something that we should have discussed before. How did I not know that?
I brought it up in the chat, but it got very overlooked very quickly. Deuce Gruden is the name. How do you name your son Deuce Gruden? And how do you not expect emails to come out about you when you're naming your kid Deuce Gruden? Imagine that kid's childhood.
It's a red flag right there.
Deuce.
We're so lucky I didn't have a girl because she would have been Deuce Ayla.
Deuce Ayla? A girl's name?
No.
Ayla, you're wrong. You're wrong. Ayla Deuce.
So, okay, speaking of the game specifically here. So
what a name. What a name.
Ayla Deuce.
I'm not
good
We
news.
just call her AD. To be like, I'm AD, what up?
Let's start with the
not kidding.
A little bit
He's
of
Jack. So I guess
that we
he's
have
a bunch
from
of
the
people
game.
that make fun of his name.
Segue. This is why I'm never on this show.
No, you're good. This is fun. This is what we need after this game.
We need
the Broncos were able on offense to get a touchdown on their first drive.
Yes.
So
did all
really,
of you
some good
fucking
news
do a
there.
backflip? I literally backflipped.
Yeah.
I thought we had a chance.
Wild.
I did a backflip. And we talked about it on the pregame show. We're like, we're going to break this record today.
Yeah.
Me, John, and Jared were like, this is it.
Me and Kevin have been talking about it for like 4 episodes in a row.
Yep.
No,
What was it, 25
John, we've been
games
talking about it for
straight
like
that we didn't
a
have
year.
enough drive
We've been
time?
talking about it for a year in 4 episodes. So catch up, buddy.
True.
But
Catch up, buddy.
But every week we say this is going to be our week. We're going to break it this week. We're going to do it. And we did it.
Finally right.
We did it. There's a positive.
Did it.
There's a
However,
positive.
Sick.
After that touchdown, things got bad. So,
Yeah.
Rob, I want to get your take. What did you see from the game? I guess overall, what stood out to you?
All
Man?
4 of your monitors.
I'll tell you what. There's no other team that I hate worse. With Denver losing to. I would rather lose to the Patriots than the Raiders.
Right.
But Kevin, to your point, it just didn't look like they were playing with any kind of, pep in their step, heart, whatever you want to call it.
Urgency.
It
maybe?
was just, urgency. It was just, we're just going through the motions. We had a few key drops by Cortland Sutton of all people, and Noah Fant. And then you've got Vic Fangio using timeout or using challenges on things that you shouldn't even be challenging on. Like, he went from, okay, I'm going to use my timeouts to I'm just going to give them away.
Right. Well, you can't misuse your timeouts if you don't have any.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
true.
And
there's that positive.
And he was 1 for 3.
But
okay, sorry. I mean, the
Rob's
one that he
point.
got was pretty good. Like, thank you for challenging that one, because
to Rob,
does he not have like a mic to the upper office? Like,
Yeah, whoever
I
told him to
thought they were
challenge those
supposed
plays.
to like tell him up above what's
Yeah.
Well,
happening.
and Ayla, they've been doing a good job of that this season ish. No, pretty good job with challenges at least. And then I think it comes down to desperation. They're just like, please, for the love of God, somehow this be challengeable and be good. But I mean, before he threw the challenge flag, they threw the replay because I thought there was a chance on that touchdown pass or the one that passed.
I thought there was a chance.
I thought there was a
chance. I really did.
But
Because there was a bobble and there was like we couldn't quite see it. I couldn't quite see it. The replay and the wrap it up, like it could have just not been there.
No.
I was with that one.
It took one replay to realize that was not going to be overturned.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
he threw the
two
challenge.
for me, but I was also seeing out of one eye each time. So
I understand, but you weren't the coach of the Denver Broncos.
I was screaming at my TV.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know that might be news. Any of us could have been the coach of the Denver Broncos today.
Right.
Dang it.
Said, no,
That
I'm
one
not
is the
challenging
Ruggs
that.
one.
That's it, Chad. Out of here.
Wait.
You guys,
Were you talking about? You might have been talking about the Ruggs one because there was a bobble in that one. If that's what you're talking about, that one there might have been hope. But again, it takes one replay to realize that's not going to be overturned.
No, and it did, and it was like it was almost a bobble to Giddy, and then but we did get the one over to, so he did it, and then
But he didn't challenge that.
their weird vagina coach, he did his. He's like, I gotta throw this red flag, and they didn't get it. So
yeah, he wanted to one up or try and catch up to Fangio with bad challenges.
I was
He
like,
got
don't one up us on bad challenges, bro.
Right.
We got
Dude,
you.
like you're already gonna win. Like don't.
Yeah, you're not
Eight-year-old
gonna beat us on
face.
bad challenges today. How
Don't
dare
make
you?
me
You
roast
can beat us in the
you.
game. You can beat us with your quarterback. You can beat us with your running game. You can beat us with everything, but not with challenges.
Except your
We will beat you
facial
with bad
hair.
challenges.
Except your facial hair.
And I don't know what's
So-
going on. Can't piss me off.
Me too.
I don't know, guys. Like the
I mean, what do you say,
defense
Kevin?
didn't do anything.
No, we can't.
got beat
we can't
over and
just,
over
like-
again, and it gave our offense. I mean, if we were going to give our offense a chance, first off, just looking at the defense alone, they couldn't get anything going.
No, they couldn't. They absolutely couldn't. The defense wasn't rushing.
Okay,
Carr,
but they did differently. They weren't so predictable. Everybody can agree on that. They were more diverse than they have been in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
We will give them
And-
that. Did they give
but
Teddy some arm? They gave him some throws, which he made.
Yeah.
They were way more diverse than they've been in the last 2
Yeah,
weeks.
so our offense-
You guys can't say that they
No,
weren't.
I agree. And we tried. I mean, it wasn't run, pass, run, pass. Or
Exactly.
Run,
it wasn't
run, pass,
it
punt.
wasn't run pass.
Yeah.
And in the third,
Agreed.
and we got some first downs.
We did.
We did
First
some
drive,
things
we got
that
a first down. First drive, we got a
we got
touchdown.
some-
Oh my God.
which we haven't done in a while. So
Right.
let's give a little bit of credit where credit's due,
Okay.
which in the past few weeks hasn't happened.
Right.
Yes. You are correct.
We're looking at our defense here, and the defense allowed Derek Carr to throw for 340 yards.
Well, and Derek Carr has beautiful eyeliner.
Oh God, don't say that. That's gross. Out of everything you said tonight, Ayla, that's probably the most gross thing you've said.
Well, no.
Well, it does make me
not.
happy to think that Derek Carr wears eyeliner.
We haven't even brought
He
up
does,
the
though.
unicorn yet.
Yeah,
Kev.
we haven't got to the unicorn. I'm not going to ask about your unicorn.
John,
So-
No, but
ask about a
seriously,
unicorn.
but was it not more diverse on play calling?
Yes.
Did they
it was.
not do a better job than they have
They
in the
did.
last few weeks?
They
Yeah,
did.
I would
Noah Fant
definitely
had 9
agree.
receptions. He was targeted throughout the game.
And we brought in Hinton, who's been, this weird
He had 5 receptions.
out of fucking nowhere. Thank you. Yeah, a COVID quarterback. Let's just dub him COVID quarterback.
Which pisses me off, by the way, because they always talk about him. Oh, he's a quarterback turned wide receiver. No, he was on a practice
he's
squad
wide
as a
receiver.
wide
Yeah,
receiver.
no.
He's a wide receiver turned quarterback for
Yeah,
a
no.
game.
I
Turned
think
back
no.
to wide receiver.
Absolutely. You're right, John. Yep. But he's come out of nowhere and he's done a little something. Tim Patrick worked his Patrick magic. That guy is fucking money.
Yeah.
And he did his thing. And we weren't as predictable as we usually are. So
Here's the problem.
I think that was a win.
We got everything we asked for on offense as far as Tim Patrick got going, Noah Fant got going, Sutton got going,
almost got going.
Hinton was going. They all got going as far from the stat line. It's the turnovers that killed us on offense.
Which
4
we haven't
turnovers
done
from our
before. This
quarterback.
was our first game with turnovers.
Yeah, and we lost the
This
game.
was it.
Yeah,
We had 3 interceptions. We
Yeah.
had drops, fingertip drops from surefire catchers like.
And we
Cortland
had
Sutton
never
and
had
Noah
an
Fant.
interception before until fucking Drew Lock when I was in town.
Right.
I mean, we hadn't had that happen before.
Right. So it was a bad game from the interception standpoint, but so you can look at this
because
and
you're
say,
never
look, the
gonna
Broncos
win.
could put up 24 points.
You're never going to win if you give the other team the ball.
Well, you're not going to win if you allow the other team to put up 34 points.
And you don't get the
more
ball back
often than
towards
not,
the
you're
end of
not
the
going to
game.
win. What was that?
I said, and you don't get the ball back towards the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much easier to coach when you're up by 2 scores, and you just have to run out of the clock at that point. Yes, you have to string some plays together, but there's a lot less pressure on you. I'm so sick of the defense just giving up big plays, touchdowns to start out games. They've become the opposite of our offense at the beginning of the games this season. I do not understand why we allow these big
what? And we really had high hopes for them.
Well, yeah.
We're saying this that's the end of the season, and we're 1 game behind in the division. But it's are you going to turn it around? And
well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't think this is a trend thing now.
Yeah.
I can't see the way this defense is playing. And look, any given Sunday, okay, and this is way out there, I know, but the way this defense has been playing the last 3 weeks, one, I don't see us winning on Thursday night on the road against a Cleveland team that is really pissed off. They just got embarrassed at home. Yeah. I can't see us beating the Chargers twice. I can't see us beating the Chiefs. I can't see us beating the Raiders again on the road. Man, the toss-up games of the Eagles and Washington, those anymore, I'm I don't even know if we can win those. This defense is just falling apart. And I'm not trying to be too negative, Nelly. I'm just saying these are trend
you're
items.
a mashup of you and your brother right now.
I'm just saying
you're
this defense is getting picked apart.
You're Kev J.
I'm Kev J.
No, you're Kev J.
I'm not Kev Dan. I'm Kev J.
Yeah,
you can't deny that this defense is getting picked apart.
Whose cat is that?
That's my 3-year-old, and he's mad because he didn't take a nap today.
I didn't take a nap today, and I wish I had.
And he's also mad that Denver got their ass kicked, embarrassed at home.
Yes,
it wasn't that embarrassed. It's just embarrassed because
it was embarrassing. We were down 34
the
to
Raiders. We never ever should lose to the Raiders ever.
Okay, well, I have actually been at the no, we had just switched stadiums. They were both standing at that time. I don't know if you guys have been alive that long to remember that.
Yeah, I have been.
But Invesco and Mile High were standing at the same time at one point in time, and I was at a Raiders game. We lost. I fought with my boyfriend. I was with my parents.
So
it's been more embarrassing. I was 17, but it's been more embarrassing.
All right.
It was a whole
Fair
10
enough.
years ago.
The scoreline does not look that bad. If I was to say the Broncos,
It doesn't, and that's all people are gonna see. Nobody is.
Ayla, let me ask you this: what point did you feel like the Broncos were out of this game?
After the second half, I felt at halftime we
Game
still
over?
had our shit together.
Sure.
And when I saw them get over 20 points, I was really pissed off. And I did my second tequila shot, and I took off my hat because I was getting a migraine.
Fair
enough. When we were, I had very slim hope, as the Broncos usually do a good job of giving you a lot more hope. But we were down by 2 touchdowns with like 10 minutes left in the game. It's like, okay, there's a possibility it could happen. They go down and get a field goal. It's like, best case scenario, we lose by 10 points, basically. And that's what happened. And, you know.
No, and I saw it even when we were down by 2 scores at the very end. I still was like, okay, we could get 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, of course, there's always going to be a part of me that says that.
Well, my soul will always tell me that. Like, I'm never gonna just be like, we are done.
Right. That's why I never turn off a
sometimes,
game.
but like,
that's why I don't leave the stadium early.
Right.
You
never
shouldn't, and nobody should leave. And those fans,
right? Yeah.
Sorry, you bought a ticket. Stay.
Yeah.
Encourage those guys. They are there for you. Yes, they're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's for you.
Mm-hmm, sure.
They get to play. They're playing Squid Games for you.
Right. There you go.
That would be interesting.
One thing I wanted.
Life or death is on the line. That'd be a very different game.
Some of them do die, John.
That's extreme.
They die inside emotionally.
Inside.
And in their brains, in their bodies, in their, I've met some of them and now they're not here anymore. We won't mention names, but seriously, it is a real thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
These guys are putting their bodies on the line to play a game that we all love to see.
Right.
And for you to leave the stadium is pathetic on your part.
It drives me insane.
I don't ever complain about that you're poor and this and that and the other, and you fucking leave a game.
But okay, it'd be a different situation if we had like strong ownership and like people that could actually. I would say that could also be an indication to the people making decisions to be like, look, you have fans leaving the game before it's over. Like that's embarrassing.
No, that is the person's decision.
No, it's sending
to
a
leave.
message.
That's what I'm saying.
You're a fan of the team no matter what, or you're being a little douchebag, or you just want to get out of the parking lot early.
Right. No,
There's
I agree.
Three choices.
You're both saying the same. So,
there's 3 choices.
Look, I think it's an absolutely stupid thing to do. Don't freaking leave. It's like booing your own team at home. But
don't boo them either. Who does that?
People are going to do it, and that should be sending the leadership, the management, a message that this people are fed up with our crap. We need to do something different. Like this organization is going down the wrong tracks. People are going.
What are your thoughts?
You can't stop them.
It's people leaving. No, I agree on both sides. You paid for the ticket. You're a fan of the team. Stay and support them. But I've also been in the situation, especially living so close to Vegas. You go to a NASCAR race down there and you're like, yeah, I'm going to skip the last 20 laps because I got to get to the car and get the hell out of the parking lot before traffic gets backed up. But still, you stay, you support your team, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah. And they should. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying someone needs to wake up in this organization and get shit going in the right direction. And no one's
the new owner.
Yeah.
Is going to look at this.
I don't know. Maybe we don't expect that until we do get an actual owner.
Exactly.
Not a trust who is the ownership.
So, I mean, you got a lame duck,
and And
Joe
okay,
Ellis.
so I took a random poll, asking people what's happening, like why are the Broncos, what's happening? And I've had a few people talking about Justin Simmons just being beaten coverage out of, sheer speed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really a thing? Because I think he's a workhorse. I just don't think that people throw towards him because he's such a good player. But is that a real thing? Am I mistaken? Like, is he just being beat out right now? And we paid him and he's there. And do guys give up after they get paid? Like, is this a real issue? Because I've always been an advocate. I mean, I think he is super legit. I think he is amazing.
We wouldn't have paid him if he's not legit. We wouldn't have paid him, but
right.
The fact
but
of the matter
like, is that a
weeks,
thing? Like, I just don't think he's been targeted that much because they know if they throw it that way, your guy is gonna get fucking beat. Or is
but you
he
also have
getting
to
beat?
You also have to look at his position. He's like the last line of defense. If the players are getting past the defensive line, the linebackers, the cornerbacks, and being wide open, he's only one person. That comes down to coaching.
Yeah. Coaching and scheming and play call. Like, if you're the safety, you should never be beaten over the top if the correct play call is there. And if you're like, it should be a two people on the same guy in that situation. And on those, oh my God, it's just, I don't know. It goes back to play calling
yeah.
From what I've seen, it just looks like bad play call.
So last line of defense, bad play calling.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's never going to be one-on-one with anybody.
Talented. Like,
he is.
But but he hasn't had outstanding plays this year.
Yeah.
I
think more specifically the last 3 weeks. First 3 weeks, I mean,
all of our losses.
Fine. But the last 3 weeks, yeah, I mean, there have been a number of touchdowns where the person was in his zone or near his zone and, he just wasn't able to do anything. And they either got past him, got the touchdown or whatever. And I don't think it's hey, I got paid, so now I don't care anymore. We wouldn't have paid him if he's not legit, and he is legit. So we paid him.
Super legit. I mean,
but so okay, then the question becomes, where's the problem? The problem, I think, is coaching, play calling, getting out coached. Other teams are looking at what Fangio does and understanding what he does and out coaching him for it. And
you got to remember,
talk about being out coached by a special teams coordinator and a guy that has never called plays for, at least for this season, for the Raiders. Like, how do you get out coached by that?
I don't know. He had a massive bush beard.
We're gonna bring that up again.
Yeah, I'll bring up bush beard all day long because it's embarrassing. Dude. How do you get beat by someone like that?
Yeah.
Because he's been in it, and the Raiders were playing harder than we were this season. They beat teams that were better than us already.
But here's a good thing that I wanted to bring up.
I mean, I was scared of them before their fucking coach was gone.
Sure.
This was never going to be a cakewalk no matter what.
Last week, Teddy Bridgewater in the post-game press conference said we need to play with a bigger sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't there this week. There was no urgency. Even when we were down by 17, there was no hurry up offense. There was no let's get going. Like, nobody's doing anything about this. And so it just makes me look more and more to the coaching staff and say, hey, are you the ones that are done? Because clearly there's no direction being given to these players. You're getting out coached every week. Things are going downhill and nothing's changing for it. Okay. So, we didn't run, against Baltimore. Shermer gets called out for it. So we run the ball more against the Steelers, but we didn't throw the ball to Noah Fant. So now here we are, and we ran the ball 23 times and passed Noah Fant a good bit. But overall, the coaching, it's like especially on offense, when you're down by 17, you don't spend 30 seconds in the huddle and then casually walk up to the line. Where is that sense of urgency? Where is that drive coming from? Because it is clearly just not there. So where are we going to get it from?
And Kevin, I'm glad you brought that up, because when our tight end has the most receiving yards on the team, like that's a problem. You had Cortland Sutton that was only behind by a few yards.
Right.
But, Tim Patrick, that's it. That's basically our receiving core. After that, we've got Kendall Hinton, and, he had 37 yards.
Yep.
So, it's just it boggles my mind that the play calling it's just not there. The heart just isn't there. And how do you fix that? How do you fix that at week 7? Going on a short week to play the Browns. How do you fix that by then? I think something has to change over the bye week. It's got to.
Well, the bye week is too late for me.
No, I love the bye week. It's not too early. It can be, or it's not too late. It can be too early. They need a break now.
We don't have a bye week until week 10.
I know, and that's a good week to have it. They need to take a fucking.
We need something now.
We've had it so early the last 3 years.
No,
dude.
You're talking about two different things. No, Ayla, you're right. Having a bye week around week 10, week 11 is a good place to do it. But to make some change within the organization, waiting until week 10 or 11 to do something to get these guys going and bring in that sense of urgency, waiting until week 10 or 11 is too late.
All right.
So if you're going to make a change.
Thank you for clearing that up, Kevin.
Yeah.
You're a doll. And
I saw the disconnect. And I was like, no. You're both right. You're both right.
I love being right. No, but it is. It's a good week. They'll need the break, but is it the week for change? Any week is a great week for change.
No,
agreed. I agree with that.
Because
it's not going to make it like I understand the argument that okay, it's a short week, so like it's too short of a week, but we're not expecting anything week 1 after a big change. I mean, again, it worked for the Raiders this week. They just happen to be going against us, but like it just adds to the preparation and the momentum and anything that happens afterwards. So I still think nothing's going to happen before this Browns game, but I have zero faith that worst case scenario, you could say that the Browns are an average team, which again, I don't think we beat an average team right now. I think the Raiders were an average. I think the Raiders were a below average team and we lost to them after what happened this week, especially with them. I mean, you can make the argument the other way before this week, but after this week, like they're reeling and we made them look like, they look like the story right now is that the Raiders just overcame this huge obstacle and they're so good now because like, look at them, they're amazing. But really the Broncos just did the same thing they did the last 2 weeks and made the Raiders look better than I think they should be.
Than they are. Yeah. So for those who are listening,
we were vying for the top of the division. Yeah. So they
it's
got it.
It's the Raiders. We have to play them hard and we didn't. This is all right.
Yeah. No, we all agree with
now that. We will get to watch them in Vegas and beat them there because it's going to happen. We're going to turn around. We got to turn this around.
So
I hope to God they turn it around by then. I hope they turn it around before then.
Yeah.
Well, no, they should because it's bye week, right, John?
But, it goes back to Kevin's point earlier in the show. What are we going to do? Get rid of everybody right now? Just have interim, head coach, interim defensive coach?
No,
we can't do that.
And everybody jumping ship right now is like little rats on the boat. Like, knock it the fuck off.
It's true.
Stick with your fucking team.
Well, here's the thing.
Like everybody's like, fire everybody. Stop it.
People aren't going to get fired.
Stick with your
These
fucking
people aren't going to
team.
get fired, but the fact of the matter is they're not going to get brought back.
Okay, but like, let's we're not even halfway through the fucking season yet.
Right. But that's what we're saying is things need to happen now. Changes need to happen now in how they're coaching, how they're motivating the team. When you talk about there needs to be a sense of urgency, that needs to come from somewhere, and that needs to come from leadership.
Let's go. Like I quit basketball, swimming, and softball because of shitty coaches. But you know what I was? a teenager or less than. These guys are professional fucking athletes. Like, step the fuck up.
Well, I don't think any of the players are quitting on the team.
Really?
Who do you think is quitting on the team?
I don't know, but like when you have that much talent and you're just not doing that good, like, are you really trying as hard as you can?
It doesn't seem like they are, but
like, are you?
I don't
really
think anyone's
trying as hard as
saying
you can when you're as talented and athletically God-given. You train all the time. You do all this shit.
But then that goes to scheming and play calling and all that stuff, which is coaching. What are they going to do? Not do the play that's called?
Or don't they have like multiple play? You don't just do just the play, right? Aren't there like backups?
And don't get me wrong, because it's not all on play calling, because Bridgewater missed a lot of passes today, especially in the first half. But
he also made a couple really good ones.
He did. But there was a few where it's just like, you can't blame the coaching for that when the guy's not going to either catch it or he's going to throw it like a bullet to someone that's 2 yards away from him.
He's made some great. He's been way better. I mean, and this is the first game that he's had a fucking interception. It's the first game.
No, and I'm not. Trust me, I'd much rather have Bridgewater in there than Locke. Like, I'm not advocating.
Oh my god, I hope Jared's watching this so we can see drunk Ayla yell at you.
Yelling.
Yeah, I'm not like. I agree. It's a bad game for Bridgewater, and I'm not saying
sobered up to do this show, you guys.
But it wasn't just a bad game for Bridgewater. It was a bad game for the entire team.
Yeah.
The only somewhat
game.
Positive thing I can say is at least we did okay on special teams, I guess.
No, we didn't.
We did average.
We did average.
Which is good. That's good for our special teams.
Hey, we didn't have a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's hairy butt lover, whatever, whipped my ass in fantasy, but that's okay.
Wait, did I beat you?
Yeah, Kevin's hairy butt lover. I just said that.
No, that's not the name of the team. Somebody changed the team.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was Kevin's hairy butt lover.
You have a slight chance of beating me, but we will see. Anyway, hey, let's take a quick break. For those of us watching on YouTube, appreciate you tuning in. This podcast we broadcast, we record and put out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. So if you're listening to us there, appreciate it. Make sure you check us out when we're live doing this podcast, and we tend to answer the comments and everything at the end of the show for this. Our other shows, Monday night, Orange Weekly After Dark, after Monday Night Football. Also, our Tuesday night, Bourbon Broncos No BS show. That's where we're all about making sure we're talking to you all and interacting with everyone. So make sure you check us out on those nights. So wherever you're listening to us from right now, I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're here. We also got a pregame show and a halftime hash show as well. So you guys can listen to those. And don't forget to check out our pregame podcast and the Ragers podcast as well. Really quickly, so we are in a new week here. So if you're hungry for a big win this week, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. That's huge, winner chicken dinner. It's really that simple. Sportsbook available isn't in your state yet. DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. And DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So here's what we need you to do to get in on this awesome offer. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TPPN and bet just $5 on any NFL win or NFL team to win their game. And if they do win, you'll get $200 in free bets. Again, that's if they win, you win with that promo code TPPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, which is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And again, of course, you must be 21 years or older and be in a state that supports sports betting. New customers only, minimum $5 deposit, and only one per customer. Restrictions apply. If you have a gambling problem or know somebody who does, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, so
Jared, Kevin, Kevin, I think I have a drinking problem because I just called you Jared for the second time.
Fair.
Also, I think I have a gambling problem because I'm pretty sure Javonte Williams killed me on both of my bets for him today.
That's okay.
But Ragers, I think, went 50-50 this week.
That's fair. That's not bad. Broncos will turn around. Okay, here's
Broncos.
So I do
The
want
Broncos.
The Broncos, they'll turn around. Don't worry about it. Just move on.
I'm hoping. So there is one constant comment in the chat that keeps popping up that we haven't really addressed yet, and that is
We
the
haven't
offensive
seen
line.
any. I know. Well,
and how and so we do. This viewer makes a good point of we weren't in a hurry up offense because our offensive line was getting beat all day, and you know what? That's a very valid point. But that's where it comes down to what's going on with this offensive line. This is multiple weeks in a row now where we're just getting beat. Bridgewater got sacked 5 times, and he was hit 10 times. He was hurried more than that. I mean, this offensive line was letting everybody through that wanted to get through. And so that was definitely a big pain point for this offense.
Okay, let's face it. Our offensive line is worse than, holes in a ship. It's absolutely just atrocious. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but it comes from the coaching. And, and that just is a common theme that just keeps coming up with whatever position group that you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If Jason's watching this, he's going to have an aneurysm if he hasn't already. But play calling.
Well, he'll talk about it tomorrow. Nobody will hear it.
That's right. I'll hear it, but
I roasted you, Jake.
Gotcha, Jason. But you're right, Rob. Like, it does come down to play. If your offensive line has been struggling, and the Raiders are one of the top teams in the NFL in sending the pass rush, you should expect a lot of blitzing and a lot of pressure on your quarterback. So freaking bring the play calling that's gonna counteract that. Bring the screens, bring the quick short passes, bring the slant passes. But we didn't see that today. We just saw the same offense. Hike it to Teddy, two or three step drop back and pass. And it was just, he had pressure on almost every single play. Like, I can't think of a single play where he had time to think about it. And honestly, if he did, he probably still felt the pressure from the previous play. It was bad. They got to get that squared up. And I don't know, blame Munchak, I don't know.
But again, I don't know how much you can blame Munchak. He's not the one calling the offensive plays.
Right.
So you're saying
he's not on there for play calling, but
off the offensive line, and we're not.
It's true. That's true. But when your offensive line is allowing that much pressure, you got to blame the offensive line coach.
To some degree, yeah.
To some degree, yes.
They weren't blocking like they should have been. They were, chipping people and then just letting them run right by.
Yep.
Sad.
Let's end on this last comment here. And again, everyone, thanks for tuning in and make sure you check out the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure you check out our live shows Monday nights after Monday Night Football. Tuesday night is Bourbon Broncos No BS, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We got our pregame show 1 hour before kickoff and our halftime hash show. We're going to be doing a whole lot more, obviously, on those shows, answering comments, talking to you directly than we are on this the podcast only recording. So, Drake here, good question. If we lose the next 2 weeks and Fangio gets canned, who would you rather pursue, Brian Dable or Kellen Moore? What I'm going to say to that is, if we lose in the next 2 games, we're not canning Fangio. I don't see we have, Joe Ellis is a lame duck. John Elway, in a sense, is kind of a lame duck. We're waiting for an owner to come in and make decisions. And so for that, I don't see us firing any coach other than maybe Shermer throughout the season. Fangio is not going anywhere. Who are you going to promote? I don't want to promote Shermer.
McMahon.
The way the offensive line is playing, I don't want to promote Munchak. Like Ed Donatello, I'm not going to promote him.
Don't even get me started on McMahon.
Yeah, and no, we're not even talking about
it. Worked for the Raiders.
Yeah, this God damn it, John. But yeah, so pretty much like here's where we're at. This coaching staff is going to stay in place. If we go on a 4 or 5 whatever game losing streak, knock on wood that we don't, it's pretty much certain that this coaching staff's gone at the end of the season. So that's what we're going to sit at is we're going to look at this coaching staff. We're going to see, can they turn it around? Like Ayla's been talking about, have faith that they'll turn it around. But if
and exactly like that. So they're gone. Let's just go worst case scenario.
Okay.
They're fucking gone. They're all gone. Who? Where are they?
Right.
Are there really other great NFL coaches? Step the fuck up. Who's going to coach it? Who's going to believe in them? Are these guys going to even listen to them? So then we're on a carousel of fucking coaches, which we already are with quarterbacks. Like, who?
Mm-hmm.
Do we not just stick with it and find a way to make it fucking happen? Do the players just step up and start listening to their coaches? Like, who? Go ahead. Give me a list of names because I don't, maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough, but like these elite coaches are few and far between.
Yeah.
Few and far between. They are just as indispensable as an amazing quarterback. Give me an elite coach and give me an elite quarterback.
But
they are the
we're
same
not asking
fucking
for an elite coach right now. We're looking for someone that can play out the season and make us competitive in games.
Okay, who?
Yeah.
I don't care. Munchak. He coached before. He's been the head coach of the Titans before. They were competitive in some games. I guarantee that.
The Titans were really competitive when? Get out of here.
I don't see it, man.
Get the fuck out of here. No, they weren't.
I don't see it.
They've never been. When were their playoff? When were their playoff wins? You want to Google that?
Do you know? Well, I don't think you can.
I'll Google it.
Kevin,
they
back to what you were saying
anywhere
before.
In like noticeable years. That's going to be like.
When have we been under Fangio?
When we have been under anybody except for fucking Peyton Manning and
exactly
Shanahan. We haven't done shit since we won our fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Again, okay, so this comes back to the question. Do you just write it out and say we're going to be a bottom tier team?
No,
or do you try and do something different?
And we're not the bottom tier. They're wins.
We look bottom tier. We've just lost the Raiders, who don't have a fucking head coach, and they just had their special teams coach beat us 100%. Their offensive coordinator did not call plays for the first 5 weeks of the fucking season.
They way outplayed us during this.
Yes, 100%. They outplayed us, a team that has their whole team together, their whole coaching staff together. How are you not embarrassed by this loss today?
I'm not that embarrassed because they were playing better than us before their coach got canned for being a shitty fucking person.
And they still made fun of us today.
They're not making fun of us. Everybody makes fun of us, and we don't deserve
this loss
it.
Made fun of us.
They did.
Drake, what have you done?
The problem is we lost to the Raiders. That is the one team that you shouldn't have to get hyped up to play.
I love you,
it's a rivalry.
but you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong.
Look, here's what's going to happen. And I would, if I was Ray, I would talk to Ray.
I might be in a green shirt, but I'm not wrong.
I want to know what the odds are on this, but I would put money on it. No coaching staff gets fired except for maybe Shermer at the bye week.
Nobody's getting fired.
If no one gets fired, it is just a more greater example.
We're not to that point. We're not even to that point yet.
Here's the thing: if we don't have a winning record, forget the playoffs. I'm just saying, if we're not at least 9-8 by the end of the season, this coaching staff is gone under a new owner.
Correct.
Oh, guaranteed.
Even though they still have Fangio has 1 year on his contract.
I just don't want to wait that long. That's my problem. If we're already seeing white,
you know what? You probably are too quick in the sack too, John. Knock it off. Like, just wait it out.
We're gonna go around the horn here and get some closing thoughts here. I like the it felt like we were on, I don't know, some cable 24-hour news segment here for a second.
Our whole division is so fucking split right now.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Okay, Chargers, 4-2. Raiders 4-2. Broncos 3-3. Chiefs 3-3. We have so many games to play. Knock it the fuck off. Talk to me in 10 more games.
Okay.
And then
What
shut
have
up.
they done that makes
And
you
then tell
confident
me
they
to
can
shut
win
up
games?
about it. And then
No.
tell me I'm wrong.
What have they done that makes you confident they can win games?
We have all the talent. We've
Yeah,
got
but
they're
all-
not. They're
that's
not
what's
playing like
pissing me
it.
off.
Okay, but they're gonna they can do it. So
I
I'm
agree.
telling
They need
I'm
better
But
telling
they
them,
got to
direction.
prove it.
okay, but I'm telling them right now to wake the fuck up. So they're gonna hear me. They're gonna
And
hear
they
this
better.
podcast.
Okay, that's fine.
Melvin-
Ayla,
podcast.
Ayla,
And
You're
did not Melvin Gordon step up today and
He
do
did.
way better
You're
than
right.
than he has done all
Yeah.
season? Did he
The
not?
problem, Ayla, is
Did he
that
not?
it seems
Am I
like
wrong?
you're the one telling him that. No one in their building is telling him that.
Well,
None of their coaching is telling him that.
maybe they'll
None of the
hear
ones
me
that
now
leadership is
because
telling him that.
apparently, if I say it, it comes into fruition. I'm gonna be that narcissistic.
Did you say we were going to lose
so-
by 10 today?
What?
Did you say we were going to lose by 10 today?
I did not, but I didn't say that.
That came to
we're gonna be-
fruition against a bad team. A bad Raiders team.
Why are you
Raiders are
picking your
bad.
nose right now?
I itched my nose. Thank you.
You just picked it.
So let's go around the horn and get
John?
some closing thoughts. It's been
I
a
hope
rough day for
I hope
everybody.
Jared's watching this.
I don't know. I got to find out. I didn't see a text from him, so I'm not sure if he is or not. But let's go around the horn and get some closing thoughts from everyone.
the horn and get
This is a bad day for everyone. It comes down to the Broncos have the talent, but they're not performing that way. And we're gonna
You know
take it
what?
1 week
That's
at a time.
exactly it, Kevin.
We're going to take it 1 week at a time. And look, fact of the matter is, and it'll be interesting to see what the pregame podcast
And
guys
you know
have to
what
say
we
about
have
this.
going for us now? We've lost a bunch of fucking games in a row.
So
And you know what
maybe
that
we're due for a
means?
win.
Win.
Keep
If we
going.
can win on Thursday night against
Shut up.
against the
That's
Browns
not
on the
what that
road,
means.
that's
Get some
probably
ear pods and quit reverbing in our ears.
that's probably Fangio's biggest win of his head coaching career if we win on Thursday night. And so you want to talk about a chance to turn this team around? This is it. So especially when you got
Yes,
a
are you-
long weekend after that.
Are you
But-
drinking Sonic?
what?
But
John, are you drinking Sonic drink?
I was earlier.
Okay. Well, get
What's
them
the
to
vodka?
sponsor us before you do it.
I didn't think they were an official sponsor, so I don't want to shout out.
Well, you were shouting out without shouting out.
Hey, Ayla, what are some of your closing thoughts? I'll give you a little bit
I
here.
don't have any closing thoughts.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Rob.
We have all the talent. We have all the talent. We do.
Yeah.
And we just need to step it the F up.
We do. But until we don't, or until we do, and if we don't continue to, not step up, then
I just want Rob or John to break his neck.
what you got,
We're
John?
coming. We're getting there. We're
What you
getting
got,
there.
John?
Man, you want me to go next?
Yeah.
I agree with Ayla. We have all the talent, but no freaking leadership.
Yeah.
We have zero leadership on this team right now.
It's like my swim team.
well, how did your swim team do?
Well, I quit.
There you go. Now we're gonna have players quitting.
Well, and I was
That's what's
great.
next.
I know. I wasn't getting paid millions of dollars either.
That's true. That is true. You don't get paid millions of dollars this month, which would be awesome if you did, because I would come to your team.
Then I wouldn't.
I know that girl.
Then I wouldn't be on this
I know that girl.
podcast.
But no, my thoughts were this was the worst case scenario, and what I said if this happened, this is the beginning of the end for this coaching staff. You had 2 bad weeks. Okay, you can get through that, but a terrible game against the Raiders, which I hear what you're saying, Ayla, with the scoreboard, but it was not a close game. It was not a close game at all. We were out of this game from the I don't know, the middle of the third quarter at least.
Okay, so we played a great first half though.
No, we didn't. We had 1 score.
We were not down by that much at the
We were down
half.
by 10 points after
At the half,
Yes.
It was
17 to 7.
we were not out of it.
No, we weren't out of it.
And
That's
that
what I'm saying.
last
We weren't out
one
of
came
it.
out.
Can we get
Talk
back in
about garbage
No.
points. Talk about garbage points. That was the garbage points of the fucking game.
Okay. But we weren't out of it at that point.
No.
We weren't out of it. We're on the same page.
I know.
I know. We're screaming the same thing.
The same thing, but different messages. Look, I agree with both of you guys.
Rob,
we have the
Rob's
talent,
gonna hear us out. Rob, just put us straight.
Look, I agree with you guys. We have the talent, but they're not playing with any heart. We have too many damn injuries, and let's face it, our coaching staff doesn't know their playbook from a hole in the ground. So, we can't nuke everything right now and start over. That's not going to happen.
Right.
We might have one coach fired. We might have two coaches fired.
Well,
but they're not going to clean house
injuries
right now.
won't be a factor anymore. We've already rebounded from that, hopefully for the most part. Now I've probably.
But we also picked up more injuries today.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson got hurt.
He's fine.
Sertan got hurt.
He's okay.
It's just
Patrick got hurt on the bench in the last freaking drive.
Yeah, he almost hurdled the bench, or tried to hurdle, and it would have failed miserably. But it would have just went along with the theme.
The sideline guy almost caught him. You guys.
He did.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Let's face it.
Well, yeah, and hopefully not hand grenades, because that one sucks. I know.
Like I said, I think
I know from experience.
We have to turn it around now. We can't turn it around later.
Yep.
Oh man.
So I think
John, I'm Onagi with you, dude.
I love you, Ella. I've said that multiple times.
We all love each other. That's why we do this.
Yeah. It's okay to disagree on things and still yell at each other and love each other.
That's why I'm married.
And I was not.
This is why Rob's like, I'm never coming on this podcast ever again.
There's no boogers of it.
No, I love hanging out with you guys.
I'll let you check next time before I do it.
Can you guys do nostril flare?
Yeah, see, this is stuff that I'm going to have to edit out for the podcast because nobody's going to know what you're talking about.
And nobody can do it because I've got muscle control. More than you know.
For me, I think you've all said I'm not going to really repeat anything. Look, we got the Browns on the road Thursday night football. Hopefully some of these injuries that happened today aren't, too serious and these guys can get back on the field for Thursday since they have a few days less than if they had a regular Sunday game. And let's just try to get through this game and let's get some fire in this team. Like this team needs to get some fire. They need to find some leadership. They need to get that sense of urgency that Teddy was talking about after the Steelers game. So they can do it. They have the talent. You're all right. And this is this is another chance for them to actually go out there and show it. So, but I do appreciate all of you, Rob, Ayla, and John. It's been a fun podcast.
Thanks for letting me on here, you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Ayla, because our last two post-game podcasts have been really just downers. So at least we had some entertainment today. We weren't just negative the entire time. We had some good discussion, good dialogue, good debates going on. So it was much more lively than the last two shows. And Rob was here.
We gelled nicely.
Gelled greatly.
We did. We all came a little closer.
We had
today.
A lot of camaraderie.
We all came a little closer today.
On a really fun, positive note, I know Kev had fun at the game today. But my friends partied yet again with Jake Plummer.
God damn it.
Nice.
Kevin partied with Ebenezer Ekaban. Can we not talk about that?
I did.
Yep. Yes, of course. But there's Jake Plummer. Could we have not kept that?
Where was that? Where were they?
Wouldn't you like to know, John?
Tell him to go over to the flag man.
They're too cool.
Come see Scott and the flag man.
Right. Just saying, like who I know. Is that what you're doing?
She's kind of popular.
Me?
So, yeah, you.
This
Awesome.
whole thing.
How many drinks are we going to need to forget about this loss? Yeah,
Not
John
that many
Wall.
because we got a game
We'll
on
let you know.
Thursday.
We'll let you know on Tuesday night when we're back.
Where am I gonna watch the game on Thursday? We'll find
What?
out. I should do
In
some.
Colorado?
No,
Oh.
I wish. Gosh, if I had a babysitter, I'd get there.
Yeah.
I'm still dreaming up getting to Vegas right after Christmas,
There you
dude.
go.
I mean, I might not go. I might not go into the game.
You're just gonna show up? Looking for tickets? Like they're gonna fall from
No, I've
Is there a lot?
got a really good friend who lives there and goes and so maybe I'll just tailgate and then I don't
that's
think
not
I
bad
need to
idea.
go into the game. I think
That's fair.
it's too much trouble.
That's fair.
Well,
I don't
people
think
do that.
I don't think I'm going in, but I'm gonna go down because David and Jared and his wife are gonna be down.
Oh yeah, and I need to measure up to Maricela because she is tall. I love it.
I think you're gonna be disappointed with yourself.
What?
Or-
she's got 6 inches over me. How could I be disappointed in that?
No,
This would be
okay.
like me and
Fair enough.
Kevin next to each other.
I don't know.
Wait,
you
wait,
said
I
you
thought
said
we talked
you
about
said
this last
Anyone?
time. I
you
thought
said
we
it in the
talked about this
tailgate that
last
you were gonna climb her, and I don't know what that means, but I do want to watch video of that.
I will post it on our Instagram. Follow us on Orange Weekly, everybody.
There you go. That was a good plug.
time. And Twitter as well.
I'm here for the
Thank
plugs.
you, Rob.
I'm here for the plugs.
Awesome.
I'm here for the hair plugs.
Also,
That's acceptable, I guess.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Let's go ahead and end it as we always do on these shows and podcasts.
Go
Go
Broncos.
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 Hey, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care, and we'll catch you later.
Have a good one, guys.